Welcome to That's Good Sports. I am Brandon.
Choke me.
Berna. Whoa. Eli, every week you give us something golden on the Manning cast.
Choke me.
Choke me is what I wanted to happen after Von Miller was traded to the Rams. That occurred Monday. Today, Deshaun Watson was not traded by the Texans as the team learned that the other 31 NFL teams are, and I quote, not complete f***ing idiots. Edge player Melvin Ingram was traded to the Chiefs, which should fix all of their problems. Adrian Peterson will do his best to replace Derrick Henry in Tennessee. And most tragically, Raiders wide receiver Henry Ruggs is being charged by Las Vegas police with a DUI resulting in a death. Ruggs was involved in a bad car accident that has a reported fatality. I won't spend too much time on that today because it's just really sad. There's more NFL news today than I can handle, so let's just try and get through it respectfully. That's good sports. Please, the only way that YouTube looks at me as a real person is if you subscribe to this channel. I need you to subscribe. I do have Patreon shoutouts for new patrons. Andreas Hernandez upping to 15. Xavier. Courtney signing up for the year. Jim Eagle with a big $20 donation. And Wes Horner also signing up for the year. Patreon.com/thatsgoodsports. That's how you support this channel. Yes, I am late with the Patreon-only Zoom meeting. I'm gonna try and schedule that this week or next week. I was sick for 3 weeks of October, and I like to have a little whiskey when we do our Patreon Zoom calls for all $10 patrons. So I wanna get right so I can enjoy hanging out with all of you guys, but that info will be up on Patreon soon. All right, we'll start with the old news. Rams fans, you should be excited about getting Von Miller. The dude is going to give you everything he has. And believe me, he has a lot of juice left in the tank to expel on the field. LA added a strength to a strength because the Rams lead the league in sacks already with 25. The Rams also have a four-way tie with the Saints, Cowboys, and Bills for most picks at 11. Vaughn will help them rise to number one alone in both those categories. Now, Dan Patrick on his show stated what all Broncos fans are hoping for.
And I said they're stockpiling their draft picks, and let's see what happens in the offseason with the quarterbacking carousel. My source just said, hey, you're dead on. The Broncos are gearing up to get Aaron Rodgers. That's what they're doing.
Hell, if they do sign Rodgers, they could bring Von Miller back, who said he's open for a return, and the Rams very well may not be able to sign him this offseason. So Von could come back to Denver. Best case scenario is Von Miller and the Rams wreck the Packers in the playoffs, and Rodgers is like, I want to play with that guy on my defense. So he and Von both come to Denver and make all of my dreams come true. Oh, please let my delusions become a reality, football. That's all I have to, okay? Don't take that away from me in the comments. Do not tell me I'm stupid in the comments. The Houston Texans did a big trade. It happened. They moved young pass rusher Charles Ominohu to the 49ers in exchange for a future late rounder. The former fifth rounder, who has been an intriguing trade name for weeks, has a new landing spot per Ian Rappaport. My question for Ian is, who the hell is Charles Ominohu? He's been in the NFL for 2.5 years, and this is the first I've ever heard of him. My best guess is that he becomes a superstar with the 49ers because without researching, I can confirm the Texans were not utilizing any of his strengths. Now let's dive into the infirmary report. QB Dak Prescott is on track to play Sunday against my upstart Broncos, fresh off a win. The Broncos are, of course, the team that infamously beat out the Cowboys in a trade-up to draft Paxton Lynch. My least favorite example of careful what you wish for. Now, Kyler Murray is also listed as day-to-day with his ankle injury, which is a decent sign. I think the smart play is to probably sit him this week so that ankle can properly heal and he doesn't re-aggravate it. George Kittle is expected to start practicing this week. And I'm forgetting about George Kittle as a football player because he's been hurt so frequently the last 2 seasons, which is sad because he's one of the most fun tight ends to watch in the league. He's like a Travis Kelce that I don't want to punch in the stomach. Russell Wilson had the pin removed from his finger, this pin. The bad news is he's still a couple weeks away from being fully healed. The good news is he now possesses the strongest pin on earth in terms of using it for the dark art of voodoo. You use a pin that used to hold your body together on a voodoo doll, and that curse already happened. The Green Bay Packers have released linebacker Jalen Smith. The Dallas Cowboys promptly took to Twitter to say, "Told you so. Told ya." Now, I do believe Smith can be a decent player somewhere, but with the rise of Devondre Campbell, the Packers seem to be set at the position. The Broncos have 5 inside linebackers on IR, so I wouldn't be surprised if Denver took a flyer on him. Vic Fangio may not be a good head coach, but he can still get the most out of the linebacker position. That's his specialty. Unless, of course, we're talking about outside linebacker. The Tennessee Titans signed 36-year-old running back Adrian Peterson. Hilarious because Tom Grossi and I predicted that on the Grossi Perna Show, which airs every Monday, Wednesday, Friday morning. I understand Peterson is old, but stylistically, he's a good fit to replace Derrick Henry, and quite frankly, he was the best available running back in free agency. Tennessee also has Jeremy McNichols, who has been used sparingly this season. McNichols should get the majority of the carries, and he's a threat in the passing game. Hot take, AP and McNichols will do enough to float Tennessee until King Henry can return to his throne. Now, Henry Ruggs was involved in a serious car accident, as I mentioned, early this morning. I'm putting the statement up on the screen from the Las Vegas Metro PD. You can read through that full statement if you like. I will paraphrase here. The accident occurred around 3:40 a.m. and Ruggs is expected to be okay, although he was sent to the hospital after sustaining some type of hip injury. Again, the accident, which you can see the aftermath of here, caused a fatality as reported by the Las Vegas police, and Ruggs was intoxicated and is being charged with a DUI that resulted in a death. Obviously, I think we're all thinking about the loss of life in this situation. My heart goes out to the family of the victim there, and I am obviously not the right person to comment on this situation. Legally speaking, Ruggs is looking at a Class B felony in Nevada, which carries a prison sentence ranging from 2 to 20 years. This probably means Henry Ruggs' career is over in the NFL. More people may have been injured in the accident, and I'm sure we will learn more as the situation progresses. All I can say is be safe when you drive. I know that sounds stupid, it sounds cliche, but call an Uber, call a Lyft if you've been drinking. I mean, we just saw this same shit happen with Britt Reed in the Chiefs before the Super Bowl. A young girl was severely injured in that accident, and it just seems like this is something that shouldn't be happening. All I ask is that you try and have empathy for everyone involved, because a handful of lives were changed forever because of these accidents. So keep that in mind before you think about writing something stupid or making some dumb joke about it. Leave the dumb jokes to me and let me make them about shit that doesn't really affect people's lives. All right, moving on. The trade deadline. Odell Beckham Jr., not traded. Deshaun Watson, not traded. The Texans stated our biggest hiccup in trading Deshaun Watson was we didn't have the Texans to trade him to. Melvin Gordon, not traded. Kyle Fuller, not traded. Fletcher Cox, not traded. So who the hell was traded? Well, the Pittsburgh Steelers have traded edge rusher Melvin Ingram to the Kansas City Chiefs. Melvin Ingram returns to the AFC West. Damn it. Casey definitely needs help in this department as they rank second to last in sacks this season. That's tied with the Jaguars at 11. And look, I think Melvin Ingram can be a good situational pass rusher for the Chiefs. Great? I doubt it, but he can help a little. My real question is, can Melvin Ingram take Daniel Sorensen's place on the defense and become a safety that isn't a liability in coverage every game? That's what you do when a defender gets old, right? You just move him to safety? The Chiefs barely beat the Giants on Monday Night Football. Joe Judge blames his non-working headset for the loss. But Joe should really look at his team owner, John Mara, who famously said,
"Kind of sick and tired of the taunting that does go on from time to time on the field."
And it was a taunting penalty that cost that jackhole the win, negating a 20-yard run and first down, and ended up resulting in a punt for the Giants. Poetic justice for a guy actively trying to ruin football. Although, as the face of this poor Giants fan will show you, football has been ruined for them for years. Things are so bad, though, for the Chiefs right now that they can't even capitalize on Andy Reid's creativity. This trick play featuring a behind-the-back pass by Travis Kelce and the Wildcat yielded no open receivers for Mahomes to throw to. Patrick Mahomes continues to lead the NFL in interceptions, thanks to injury being the only thing to slow Zach Wilson down in that category. But one big issue for KC is that in addition to Mahomes making mistakes, it's their star players every week also dropping the ball. In this Giants game, Travis Kelce fumbled the ball away. We've seen Tyreek Hill do it a few times. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, before he got hurt, was fumbling. And of course, Mahomes throwing picks and fumbling himself. Mahomes' greatest strength is also turning into an issue with the Chiefs' offense. He's as good as anyone at extending plays. But if you keep missing on those scrambles, it takes rhythm out of your offense. It takes away the explosive play, and I'm not sure if Mahomes can consistently sit in the pocket and get rid of the ball in less than 3 seconds to pick apart a defense with quick throws. I do think Mahomes needs to adjust his game a little bit to help the Chiefs' offense, and I think he's totally capable of doing that. I just don't know if they're going to. The Chiefs are also the only team in the NFL right now who have a schedule featuring 0 teams with a losing record moving forward. If the Chiefs do make the playoffs, they will be a scary, battle-tested team. I still refuse to believe they are as bad as they have looked. Yes, that's how bad they have hurt me. Thanks for watching the NFL news episode here on That's Good Sports. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. I posted the Broncos recap today. NFL Best and Worst is up. Power rankings coming up. Oh my God, that's why I look like the way I do.